Have you ever been part of a team, put in all the work, and then watched one person take all the credit and all the reward? Well, today, we're diving into the ancient fable that literally gave us a name for that exact situation, the lion's share. It's a classic story about what happens when might makes right. We're actually going to start at the end, with the final chilling punchline of the story. This one sentence is the whole heart of the fable, a warning that's been echoing for centuries. It's a lesson about power that's just as real today as it was way back in ancient Greece. So let's see how we get there. So our story kicks off with what seems like a great idea, a strategic alliance. On the surface, it looks like a perfect plan, you know? 4 skilled hunters joining forces. But as you can probably guess from that subtitle, this partnership, it comes with a pretty big catch. So who's in on this deal? You've got the lion, of course, the big boss. Then there's the super cunning fox, the opportunistic jackal, and the powerful wolf. I mean, you could call it a predator dream team, right? Each one brings something special to the table. And the agreement they made was crystal clear. We hunt together, and then we split whatever we get. Simple. A promise of shared effort for a shared reward. It sounds totally fair, doesn't it? Well, that simple promise is about to be put to the ultimate test. And that brings us right to the turning point of the whole story. The hunt goes off without a hitch. Mission accomplished. But as we're about to see, that victory immediately creates a brand new and honestly, a much more dangerous kind of conflict. And yep, their teamwork pays off big time. They manage to track, ambush, and take down a huge stag. The prize is secured. The hard part's over, or at least that's what they think, because now comes the really tricky part, dividing it up. Now, based on the deal they made, the split should look exactly like this. A perfect, clean 4-way split. 25% for each of them. The lion, the fox, the jackal, and the wolf. It's logical, it's simple, and it's fair. This is what was promised. But a promise is only as strong as the most powerful one in the group is willing to keep it. All right, now we get to the absolute core of this fable. The stag is cut into 4 equal portions, just like they agreed. But the lion, well, the lion has his own definition of fair. He doesn't just want a share, he wants the whole thing, and he's about to lay out his twisted case. Just watch how methodically the lion tears their agreement to shreds step by step. First, he claims a piece just because he's the king, pure status. Second, he takes another because he's the arbiter, basically making himself the judge and jury. Third, he takes a share for his hard work, completely ignoring the fact that everyone else worked hard too. And that last piece, he just leaves that one hanging there with a threat you can feel. And this is it. This is the moment where any pretense of fairness just completely evaporates. The lion's claim to that final quarter isn't a justification at all. It's a dare. It's raw power backed up by the threat of violence. The mask is slipped, and the message is loud and clear. Your rules don't matter when I have the power. So, what happens next? How do the others react to this insane power grab? The end of the fable is actually really quiet, but man, it speaks volumes about what happens when you're facing a tyrant and there's just no point in arguing. Think about it. The fox, the character who usually outsmarts everybody, he knows he's beaten. There's no clever trick or argument that's going to win against brute force. So he just leaves. It's such a powerful image of total defeat. It shows that in the end, their cooperation, their skills, their agreement, it all meant absolutely nothing. And it's from this ancient story that we get this phrase we still use all the time. Whenever someone talks about the lion's share, they mean the biggest piece, and usually an unfairly big piece, of some kind of reward. It's a direct callback to this fable's brutal lesson about inequality. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. This story was never really about a bunch of animals in the woods, right? It's a timeless metaphor for how power works in business, in politics, even in our own lives. So the real question isn't just where the lion's share is being taken today, but when's the last time you saw it happen?